Welcome to this week's edition of The Hill with April Ryan. We have a lot to discuss, so let's get to it. Former President Donald John Trump wants it, and Kevin McCarthy is moving to officially make formal impeachment charges against President Joe Biden happen. The House Speaker has begun an impeachment inquiry, the beginning steps of a presidential impeachment process. The move allows House Republicans through 3 committees to investigate the Biden family business dealings tied to the president's son, Hunter Biden. theGrio has confirmed exclusively that President Joe Biden and Vice President Kamala Harris will address the crowd at the 52nd Annual Congressional Black Caucus Phoenix Awards dinner held Saturday, the 23rd of September. Harris, a former member of the CBC, will address the crowd and introduce the President of the United States, who will also address the crowd. Speaking of the CBC, they're holding their annual legislative conference next week, focusing on issues important to Black America. Many of those issues involve security at HBCUs. North Carolina Congresswoman Alma Adams is hosting a session that includes the security issues facing HBCUs after the deadly shooting in Jacksonville, Florida. Before opening fire at the Dollar General, the shooter attempted to get onto the campus of Edward Waters University. Bomb threats in recent years at some of the schools are also part of this anti-crime focus.
I think increasing the staffing, increasing facilities in the campuses, ways to alert the students, those kinds of things that are really costing money. And then much of this has caused emotional stress and distress for students too, and for parents.
HBCU Week is at the end of the month, and President Biden will be meeting with members of the White House HBCU Initiative. NPR's Aisha Roscoe, the editor of HBCU Made, a new book expected in early 2024 that celebrates HBCUs and their alums, says in the wake of the recent Supreme Court decision on tossing out affirmative action and admissions, the president's commitment to HBCUs is needed more now than ever before.
These are institutions who, as I said, have punched above their weight for a very long time. They've done a lot with very little, but that is not sustainable, right? Like eventually, this will be harmful, and they will not be able to do what they need to do to get the help to society and to help those in society who are ready, stand ready to become the Oprah Winfreys, to become the Branford Marsalises, to become the Stacey Abrams and make change. But to do that, they have to have resources.
The Biden administration has earmarked billions of dollars for investment in the next energy frontier, natural gas. Former Miami Congressman Kendrick Meek and former Philadelphia Mayor Michael Nutter are encouraging Black and brown America to get on board. They say natural gas is cleaner and cheaper than other green energy. And they say there are plenty of jobs and investment for Black America.
This deployment of job opportunities is going to be vast. It's within the billions of dollars that the federal government has put forth to lay a foundation for private investment and also for public investment as it relates to the future of communities. There are a number of natural gas pipelines that run throughout the United States that has to be expanded.
The Biden administration, Biden-Harris administration, and bipartisan Congress, I mean, they've passed 3, 4, 5, you cover them, you know better than I do, half a dozen different bills, bipartisan, trillions of dollars coming down.
50 years of hip-hop was on full display at the Vice President's residence at the Naval Observatory. Vice President Kamala Harris hosted a 50th celebration day party in her backyard.
Welcome to the first ever hip-hop house party at the home of the Vice President of the United States.
In the sweltering heat, the Vice President sounded more like a Baptist minister on a Sunday morning preaching about hip-hop.
Hip-hop is a declaration of identity.
Yes, that part.
It says, I love who I am. I represent where I come from.
Come on now.
And I know where I'm going.
Yes.
Big names like Doug E. Fresh and Slick Rick, Too Short, Fat Joe, and Common were just a few of the stars who performed for the backyard day party. And there's no questioning of the social and cultural impact of hip-hop. Mark Morial, the national head of the Urban League, talked about its financial impact.
It's been enormously influential and impactful, and the beat goes on.
And the dollar value you think hip hop has
I
brought to?
couldn't even estimate, but what I do see is how it has impacted beyond simply the music, fashion and culture and movies and television and so many things. So it's been an influential, if you will, started as a music genre, but more an influential definer of a generation of American culture.
And in my own hip hop way, that's it for this edition of theGrio's The Hill with April Ryan. See you next time here where we focus on the news for us and about us. Take care. Peace.